Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Shadow the Hedgehog.
For what purpose do I exist? The only clue I have to regaining my lost past lies with seeking out the Chaos Emeralds. I defeated the Doctor's giant robot and took the fourth Chaos Emerald. I headed to Central City with the Black Creatures. To confirm my memories of seeking revenge on humanity, I helped Black Doom's plan to destroy the city. Bit by bit, I felt my lust for revenge against the human race burn along with the city's ruins.
So, you finally come to realize just how abominable these humans are. It's time to make all final preparations for our ritual. Hidden inside that space colony ARK is the most powerful weapon, able to pierce stars. The Eclipse Cannon.
Piercing the stars.
That's right. The 7 Chaos Emeralds are needed to demonstrate its full power, or tomorrow's prosperity ritual will all be for nothing.
Prosperity ritual? Tomorrow?
Now, go! What fools. Humans created the Eclipse Cannon to protect themselves from terror. Instead, it will be used to destroy mankind.
You know, in some ways, it does feel a little unnecessary that we have to be on the back of a Black Hawk to fly over to the ARK when we're just flying in space, but you know what? I won't complain about a free ride to the ARK.
Shadow, the promised time is near. Our forces are amassing to take the ARK, destroy the defense systems, so our attack force can begin.
So it may have been a little hard to hear what our mission objective is over all the commotion in the beginning of the ARK level, but what we need to do for the Dark mission is we need to destroy the defense unit systems of the ARK. That way, Black Doom and the rest of the Black Arm aliens can take over this said facility and use it to their own will. And in fact, here is one of those defense units now. So we just destroy this core, similar to the Dark mission in Space Gadget, and now that is 1 down, 3 more to go. But one thing to note though is that if we pause the game, we will see there's only 2 different mission types here, a dark mission and a neutral mission.
I've got to get to the ARK.
So if we take a look at the story route here, we will see that the neutral mission takes us back to the semi-dark pathway instead of continuing forward on the pathway we're on now. Normally, a normal mission will just continue on your said path, but since there's no hero mission here on the ARK, the neutral mission basically functions as a hero mission, which is the only time in the game that you ever have a situation like this. But we will not be completing the neutral mission as we want to complete the dark mission right now to stay on the pure dark path, so we'll be tackling the neutral mission later. For now, we're going to be helping out Black Doom.
Destroy the defense systems.
So let's go ahead and get on the back of our Black Bolt here. We're pressing X, and let's fly away. The Black Bolt here is going to be our main form of transportation here on the ARK, as there's not many areas of solid ground here for you to stand on. Anytime we do find any solid ground, we're going to want to disembark the Bolt by pressing the X button, and doing so, we'll be able to explore those said grounded areas, which are usually areas you're going to want to explore if you want a checkpoint, as checkpoints can only be on the ground. So we'll be exploring this level as best as we can here, but a good majority of it is going to be airborne combat like so. Remember to hold down the B button here to lock on the enemies with the Volt, and you have an unlimited supply of ammo on the back of the said creature. So keep that in mind when traversing the ARK. Here we're going to disembark because on this said platform structure, we do have a checkpoint, and checkpoints are really important to grab here, especially in the Dark mission, because if we miss one of these defense units, thankfully with checkpoints, we can go back to a previous checkpoint that we've already explored, and activating that set checkpoint, we'll be able to go back to it and just see what things we missed around that area, which will be very, very helpful for this kind of a mission. But we're going to do our best not to miss any of these defense units as we go, because this level has a pretty tight A rank requirement here. The score threshold basically means we're going to have to destroy everything in our path, and trying to play this level as fast as we can to still have a pretty decent time bonus. So this is one of the harder A ranks that we'll be just trying to get at this point for a Dark mission. So let's just be very careful about what we do here. And at this point, we're going to mainly want to focus on destroying all of the gun soldier troops specifically. Try to avoid killing any of the artificial chaos and any black arm aliens around the area, because that will contribute to the hero score. And this level, hero score is only going to be useful for getting chaos control, because since there is no hero mission here, the neutral mission doesn't care if you have hero score or dark score for its overall tally. It's mainly just normal points, which will just be collected from rings, and your time bonus. So hero score is only just going to be for chaos control, and chaos control is just not going to be happening here. There's not enough enemies to build up your hero score to use chaos control, so don't even worry about getting any hero score in this level. Just focus on dark score or just getting as many rings as possible for the neutral score. This section here is a little nerve-wracking. We're not going to be focusing on destroying these turrets. We're just going to get out of here as fast as we can, because these turrets, they will do a lot of damage to our Black Bolt here, and we don't want this thing to be destroyed while riding it, because if that happens, then we're just gonna die. Just no easy way of putting it. So we don't want to die over any bombless pits. That's just going to be really devastating. Here's another defense unit, which is right above us. Kind of hard to see, but we can technically attack it from down here. It's just not going to be the easiest to do with these turrets targeting us as well. But we destroy a barrier, and by doing so, now we can get access to where the defense unit is and just pummel it with bullets. And now with that destroyed, let's take our Black Bolt and get out of here. Destroy remaining turrets in this area to get some extra score, but also to make sure they don't really do any damage to us. I mean, I can easily do damage to myself, so don't really need turrets to do that for me. Be very careful of all this debris around us, because we don't want to run into it by accident. It's very, very easy to do. As you can see there with a dash panel, we just ran right into some debris, and we don't have control hitting these dash pads. So once we hit a dash pad, we're committed to going forward for that short amount of time. Here's our final defense unit. Just keep on pressing B and unload your ammo into the defense unit, and it'll be destroyed in no time.
The Eclipse cannon is nearby. Say your prayers, you disgusting humans.
Now with the defenses down on the ARK, we can gain access to Eclipse cannon.
Perfect.
Alright, so we're back here on the ARK, and now we're going to be completing the neutral mission. So the neutral mission here is just getting to the end of the stage. And since there's not many ways here for us to get any points for the neutral mission, and there's not enough enemies here to kill to get hero gauge built up for chaos control, our best course of action is just to focus on getting through the stage as fast as possible for that time bonus and collect some rings along the way. And the fastest way for us to get through the stage is just going to ride on the back of the Black Bolt we start the stage on, and just hope we don't lose this guy, because if we die anywhere with this said creature, chances are it's probably going to be above a bombless pit, so we're just going to die instantly. We don't want to stop for anything, which means we are going to be skipping checkpoints by doing this. But staying on the starting Black Bolt and just holding the A button down to go as fast as possible here, this will be your fastest form of movement in the ARK, and this is how we're going to get through this stage while still getting enough of a time bonus score to secure an A rank. This is technically a pretty simple A rank when you think about it, but it can be pretty difficult, just depending on how well you can pilot on the back of Black Hawk or Black Bolt in this case. And since we don't really have to worry about killing anything, I'm opting not to shoot at any point unless we need to destroy something around us. So that way, we're not taking up time to try to kill enemies, and at that point, having split focus, not paying attention to my surroundings, I can easily run into something if I'm not careful. There will be times you will want to shoot things to get the debris out of your way, so just be careful in the stage, but at the same time, keep an eye on your surroundings here and know when to dodge things and when to destroy things, because your shots take a very long time to come out. Doubly so if you're holding down the A button the whole time. That momentum is going to make this a lot harder for you to get a good aim on enemies, so it's mainly just going to be beneficial to fly around a bunch of stuff. I'm a broken record at this point, but this is just what the stage is. There is just not much going on here on the ARK if you're playing through the neutral mission. It's basically just flying in straight lines. That is essentially the stage. The biggest thing you gotta focus on is your health here at the Black Bolt, which thankfully, you do get a lot of health refills in the stage, so not all too worried about the Black Bolt taking too much damage as long as I'm dodging a lot of the debris and the enemy fire. And any of that health we can get back with a health refill in the middle of a stage. That really helps. Now here's our final checkpoint and the goal ring. That completes the neutral mission here on the ARK.
The ARK, yes. This is where it all began.
So a pretty straightforward mission. Just fly straight. Doing so, 37,000 time bonus.
Perfect.
But what if I told you there's a faster way to beat the ARK here if you're playing the neutral mission? So, the ARK here is a stage that's based around Final Rush, specifically from Sonic Adventure 2, along with Final Chase. These two levels were both the very last levels for Sonic and Shadow, respectively, in Sonic Adventure 2. And in Final Rush, there is this massive skip that you can perform with Sonic that goes straight to the goal ring by flying out of bounds and then just falling into the goal ring itself. A very similar skip works here in Shadow the Hedgehog. If you spin dash off into the distance here at a very specific spot and maneuver Shadow around in very specific ways to avoid death planes here in the ARK, you can just fall straight to where the goal ring is located, which again is very similar to the Final Rush skip, where Sonic just basically does the same thing. Falls out of bounds in a very specific way to avoid death planes, and then from that point forward, you just aim yourself off in the distance where the goal ring is located and just fall into the goal. This is a really useful speedrunning trick if you're just trying to beat the ARK really fast, because this alone shaves a whole minute off of your completion time here in the ARK. At this point, we're getting towards the goal ring area, so we fall back into bounds, and then we can just go over to the goal ring, completing the stage in less than 1 minute 30 seconds.
Yes.
And because of this we will get max time bonus, which will give us 50,000 points, which is a guaranteed A rank.
Perfect.
Alright, we're heading back in the ARK one final time to collect those 5 secret keys and see what lies behind the secret door in this stage. Your first key here is a freebie. Just turn the camera around where you start here in the very beginning of the ARK, and it's just right behind where you spawn in. Our next key is around where the 4th checkpoint here is located. In this section, we got a bunch of turrets that try to shoot us out of the sky, and it's recommended to take these turrets out while trying to grab this secret key. And there's plenty of TNT barrels next to these turrets that you can lock onto with the Black Bolt shots, making things a lot easier. Our secret key here is hidden in the shadows here on these platforms. Just jump down below and grab yourself your second key. Our third key is right past where this 4th checkpoint is located, and it's actually right in between checkpoints 4 and 5. So, we want to get on the back of another Black Bolt here, but we don't want to go exactly to where checkpoint 5 is located here. as we can see there is a platform at the bottom left corner of this wall. So we want to get off the Black Vault by pressing the X button. Then from here, we can fall down to the said platform and grab this key. This platform is kind of hard to land on, so you may have to respawn from a checkpoint and try landing back here again. Or you can also hit checkpoint 5 here right next to the second defense unit and just jump over to where the platform is with a well-timed spin dash jump. But our next key here is right past the second defense unit. We want to jump off right here where these two turrets are locked onto us on the said slope, climb up the slope itself, which can be a little awkward. Use your spin dash to get momentum to go up, and your key is just hidden in this said tunnel section. Our final key is located past the goal ring here at the very end of the arc. So instead of touching the goal ring, we want to go to the very back section here of this tunnel and grab our final key. Now with all these keys collected, let's head back over to checkpoint number 6. And from here, we want to go ahead and just get on the back of this Black Vault and see what lies behind the secret door, as it's just right in front of us here, past all of these airborne turrets. Here's our secret door, and what lies behind this said door is none other than 3 1-up capsules. Yeah, needless to say, don't bother with this secret. This is not helpful at all. If you need the lives, sure, it's a nice little bonus, but it does absolutely nothing for you in this stage. It is literally a waste of time if you're playing via the stage select mode. So yeah, these secret keys you can probably skip, and you're really not going to miss much of anything. But that is it for our time spent here on the Ark. Now we can continue forward into the said space colony and gain access to that Eclipse cannon.
ARK to headquarters! ARK to headquarters! Come in! Come in! Shadow's penetrated the ARK. He's headed toward the control room of the Eclipse cannon.
Come in, Eclipse Cannon. He must be stopped at all costs. Take him out. That's an order.
10-4. Copy that.
This is ARK Defense Unit Blue Falcon. I'm engaging the Hedgehog.
Shadow, let your lust for revenge give you the power you need.
So this is the Blue Falcon. Definitely not the Blue Falcon you're used to seeing in the video game world, as this is actually a reference to the F-Zero Blue Falcon. So at this time, Sega was helping Nintendo make a new F-Zero game for the Nintendo GameCube, F-Zero GX, and they also helped with the arcade game F-Zero AX. So at this time, since Sega was a help with said F-Zero GX, they have a little nod to the series here with the Blue Falcon just being the name of one of the gun robots that we're fighting here with Shadow, which is a very interesting little reference. I do like the idea, and it does make me just think of a time where Sega and Nintendo, they weren't rivals anymore. In fact, they were working together on projects. Because this is around the time Sega went third party. In the beginning of the 2000s, Sega was in uncharted territory, and they were working on a lot of new style projects. So they were involved in a lot of different things, including even just being help to other projects that weren't under their umbrella, like the F-Zero series. But now with that little history lesson out of the way, we got our dark meter filled as soon as we defeated the Blue Falcon, which is pretty funny time if you ask me.
The planet-piercing Eclipse cannon. There's no escape for you now.
Blue Falcon goes down, and Captain Falcon would be sad, but Shadow is happy for it.
Perfect.
But now with the Blue Falcon defeated, that marks the end of our time here spent aboard the Ark. 2 missions, a very interesting skip, 5 secret keys, and a boss fight to boot. A good amount of stuff for us to keep us busy aboard the ARK. But at this point, we're done here with this stage and ready to move on to our final stage in the pure dark pathway. And we'll be doing that in the next episode. Next time on Let's Play Shadow the Hedgehog, we'll finish out the pure dark pathway and see what lies beyond the ARK. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.